All right, welcome back, sports fans. We got another episode. We're on episode 5 now. Um, we're pretty excited about this one. We've had a lot of build up on this one on Twitter, and we have our first guest that's appearing on the show. Um, which number 5, that's pretty monumental. So I feel we bring in a monumental guest. You know, he's one of our best friends. I went to high school with him. He's a legend. He, let's see, what did I say on Twitter? He finished 5th one time in a slam dunk contest, which is
That's
pretty
right.
impressive. I would have never even committed to doing it. Um, Also, I saw that he has driven through every tunnel in Nebraska. I did not know there were any tunnels in Nebraska. So, and maybe that's just a BS thing he puts on there to feel like he's important or something. I don't know. But without further ado, let's bring him in, Mr. Corey Wheeler. Welcome to the show, my guy.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little about yourself, Corey.
A couple things to clear up. I did finish 5th place in a slam dunk contest
Impressed.
out of 5,
Ooh.
and I have driven through both tunnels in Nebraska,
Ooh, are they on the same side of Nebraska? Is it one going in, one going out?
right beside each other. And I have no idea if that's true or not, but there was a sign when you drove past the second one.
Okay, okay. So it was kind of a lie, but I like it. It was stretching the truth. Maybe
Exactly.
we'll call it that. So again, we all grew up in sports. Corey, who we see the Bills hat, so obviously he's a hurt Bills fan. But what other teams you rocking?
Well, no professional teams in Kentucky, so we're all about college sports. So huge UK fan.
Mhm.
Um, Western Kentucky, so I went to school, so Western Kentucky fan, especially college basketball and volleyball.
Oh,
Um, UK fan in football, basketball, and a Bills fan. My favorite UK football player growing up was Stevie Johnson. He went to the Bills, so that's how I ended up as a Bills fan.
huh.
Pre Josh Allen.
Was about to say I did not know that. So
Me neither. That's good to know.
that is
Oh
good to
yeah,
know. I didn't know
Stevie
where the
got
Bills.
loose.
There you go. I didn't know where the Bills came from. So I'm glad I have that backstory after 10+ years of knowing you. That was nice. Um,
I said, all you did
but
is talk about the Bears. I didn't get a chance to talk about the Bills growing up.
that's true. They're both B's. I just thought you agreed with me. I just thought you were in agreement and imposing my teams on you. But are you a baseball fan? Do we have a baseball team you root
I
for? Maybe
mean, my in the little league, I was on the Braves one year, so I said I was a Braves fan. They were on
close to
TV quite a bit,
close
but
to Kentucky.
it's been a couple of years since I've watched a full baseball game. So
Okay. I mean that's sad to hear, but that's okay. I mean,
yeah,
well,
it's rough.
it is.
Um, NBA, I'll root for pretty much anybody that has a UK player on it, but I don't have a team. So
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's
for a
fair.
while, it was the Pelicans when they had AD and Cousins, and then it's just kind of bounced around.
Bounce around. Okay. Okay. I get that. All right. So again, we have our first guest. So that's a different of a segment. We also have Cory and Ethan are going to go against each other a little later on in the game. I created the list, and a little teaser. I could not do the list without googling. So I'm intrigued by. Are we bringing back like Stump the Schwab? Should we call it like Stump the Bros or something? I don't know. So maybe something cheesy like that. I don't know. But it should be interesting. I'll be impressed if you get. Let's see. There's 15 on each list. I'll be impressed if you get 7. I won't even give you half.
Ooh.
So I'll be impressed. But so the first segment, we do the pregame. Well, we don't. Ethan does the pregame. What do you got for it? What's popping in the news?
All right. Yeah. So, first thing in the news hitting yesterday, we got the NBA All Star starters. In the East, we got Damian Lillard at the point guard, and then Halliburton at the guard as well. Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid rounding out the East starters. They should have a pretty lethal lineup. So, we'll see how that
A
goes.
noticeable lack of UK players in that list.
Amen. But
I don't even
you
know how
can't
many.
put out Tatum. He's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, I believe I could see it. I don't know how many players UK players are actually in the East. They all seem like they're in the West. Like there's a lot in the West.
There is, which in the East you got Bam
Well, true, Miami. Yep,
and
which should have
Maxie.
been in.
yeah,
Maxey,
Maxie with Philly, but he'll be on the
Reserve.
bench in the All-Star game more than likely. So we'll see how that goes. But then now you got let's see quickly. He's in Toronto now, so but he's not
Okay,
an
yeah.
All-Star, not yet. But
I
then in the
got
West
Randall, I
we
guess,
got
in the Knicks. So
oh yeah, yep. And in the West we got LeBron James, KD, we got Shea, UK
There you go.
representing. There you go, Corey, Luca, and the Joker. So they
Hmm.
got a lot of skill. And then the East, they got a little bit of some power going on. So it'll be a good game for sure. We'll see who the reserves are. But um,
It'll be a trash
like
game.
we said,
It's been trash the
yeah,
past
like we
5
said
years.
last year or last week, the All-Star game's watered down anymore. It's not
Trash.
a lot of fun to watch. So we'll see. Um, And then other news, we got Monday afternoon. Joel Embiid dropped 70 and Cat dropped 62 in the same day. Them performances individually are pretty impressive, but it's pretty cool to see two major scores in the same day, in the same
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
So
That Joel Embiid one was impressive. I watched like a little like short highlight clip of that, like all of his points.
yeah,
He's legit. But that was impressive. And Katz was impressive. I didn't know he had it in him,
yeah.
honestly.
Cat had 44 in the first half, I think, and then really only
Damn.
18 in the second. So he slowed down quite a bit. But
Got tired.
kept that pace. It could have been, Kobe moment, RIP.
Good.
But we'll see. And then last NBA news, we got Doc Rivers going to be the new head coach of the Bucks. But I don't really know, how much that's going to help him. I mean, Giannis is the one that wanted Adrian Griffin, and then what is it, 40 games in, they're giving him the boot.
Firing the dude.
So
After
yeah.
33 and 13 or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that move at all. But whatever.
I don't know. They said they were
not going to change anything.
Yeah, and they said they had Doc pretty much. They were trying to hire him as an unofficial assistant or something like that back in December at the beginning, and then it just kind of fell through. But as soon as they knew they were going to fire Adrian Griffin, they were like, "He's our guy." So they moved on pretty quickly. Knew exactly who they wanted, which instead of hiring in from like an interim, they knew who they wanted as their head coach, and you rarely see that. Hiring
And
from
gave him
the
a lot of
outside.
money.
Yeah. For a guy who hasn't won anything.
So he's not the interim coach. He has like the head coach tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They got
impressive.
like a $40 million contract with it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he hasn't won anything since 2008.
Yeah.
And
you got to look at that team. KG,
right.
Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo.
3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah. And
an assist god, pretty much.
Yeah. And then goes to Brooklyn and sucks, and Philly and sucks. And it's not going to do anything because just not. But switching it to the NFL, some injury updates. Mark Andrews got lifted off of IR, and he will be active for the AFC Championship game. So that'll be a big addition for that offense. And hopefully, they get him going early, see how he's feeling. Yeah. Maybe he can make a big impact. So that'll be nice to see.
Although
they defeat the Kansas City
their backup
Chiefs.
was really good.
Yeah,
like that Isaiah Lively.
He's nice.
Or Likely, whatever his name is. He was pretty good with it too.
Yeah, I like him. And then another injury. Joe Tooney, the guard for the Kansas City Chiefs, with the pec injury. They said he's unlikely to play. So I think that's a huge. They're going to miss him a lot on that one because Baltimore's interior defensive line is going to give Mahomes some hell on Sunday, I hope. So we'll see how that goes. They're going to miss him. But then just going to the coaching carousel, Corey, I know you said you had some hot takes on this one. So let me hear what you got. What kind of hot takes you got on here?
Tee it up for me. Which coaching change are we going to start with?
We'll start with the big one, Jim Harbaugh.
All right. I think that's probably the best scenario to work out, or the best coaching to work out. He's going to the best setup. He has a quarterback. He's got weapons. I'm not a huge Harbaugh fan, even though there is a big WKU connection there. His dad's name is on the press box of Western, so everybody around here seems to like the Harbaughs, but kind of just have weird vibes from what he did at Michigan. I think that one will work out, and that might be the only one.
Ooh, the only one. Well, that's what I like the Harbaugh move because I think if anybody can promote a winning culture there, it is him. Turn Michigan around pretty quick and just
I just,
just won a natty. So
I'm just kind of hoping he maybe trades his all-pro quarterback to the Bears for the first pick, and then he can go get his J.J. McCarthy or whatever, and they can join forces there because that's about the only one I would be okay with. So that's a different conversation, though. I'm sure that'll come up later.
So Corey, what do you think about Raheem Morris to Atlanta?
That one seems weird to me. The Falcons have a ton of young offensive weapons, so they go and hire a defensive coach. Now, if he pulls off a move and brings in a good offensive coordinator with him, then maybe. But he's already failed as a head coach. He already wasn't successful as a Falcons interim coach. I don't have high hopes for that one. It doesn't make sense. But again, if he brings in a new OC to change things up and maybe throw Kyle Pitts the ball a couple times a game, he may be okay. But it's weird. It's weird to me for them to go the defensive route.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was.
I agree.
I thought Belichick was going to be
I
the
agree.
coach there, which wherever he went, I thought Josh McDaniels was going to go. So that could have worked out. But apparently
my next hot take, and you're not going to like this, Ogles.
All right.
I don't know why an NFL team would hire Bill Belichick right now.
I don't either.
Oh, you get what? 3 years out of him max.
Yeah.
And he's 75. Like he'll be 75 then. Like there's no like long-term play with Belichick. So I can't see a team making that investment. I mean, maybe the Chargers when you have a quarterback that's ready to win now, but that doesn't seem like a Bill Belichick fit anyway. So if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm probably just gonna go hang out with Saban this offseason and not go to a bad situation.
Yeah. And that's what I thought the only way I could see a head coach fit right now would be if they somebody hired a really young OC or DC and like he was able to not really groom them, but groom them and get them up, to be the successor, kind of like what he did with Gerard Mayo in New England. So but I do think his
I know y'all hit this
coaching
last week, but do you think Gerard Mayo is the guy in New England?
If he gets the assistants right, yes. Because he's a very different coach than Belichick, even though he was under him. He's ready to go spend money and get a quarterback and, build the team up through free agency. So, but if they can
It's
get the
weird
offensive
hiring a guy
coordinator
with
right,
so little experience, though. I mean, he's only been a coach for 4 years. Like we hired a payroll clerk in my office last year, and we required 5 years experience for that. Like it's crazy that an NFL coach can come in 4 years and take over, but I don't know. There must have been something good internally. Like they had to have the team and the office had to have a good strong confidence in Mayo to pull a trigger like that.
Yeah, that'll be.
So who's their
GM?
GM? Are they still looking?
Yeah, they're still searching for one.
Good. I think that's their best bet. Getting Belichick out of a GM.
I think that's more important than a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have. I wondered if they offered him that. Like, okay, just be the coach for the last 3 years, 4 years, whatever you want to do, and let us bring in a GM and get the team built around. I mean, you can have input, obviously, but not both. Because he wasn't very good.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think they said they were going to, or he was willing to do that, but I think Kraft was ready to just
it was time. I mean,
him out and start over.
It's time.
Yeah, for sure. New dynasty. Let's go.
It's going to take a little longer this time, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's a couple more, Corey. Let me hear your thoughts on these real quick. Panthers,
All right.
Dave Canals.
We'll go quick through these. The Panthers gained a new fan this week, and that would be my wife. We were watching the Buccaneers game, and every time they showed this guy on the sidelines, she was all in. So now that he's going to the Panthers,
what does this guy look like?
Oh, he's
Stud.
Cliff Kingsbury 2.0.
He's a stud. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just making sure. Like, I know your wife is into football. You know, she knows what she knows what she's talking about.
He doesn't look like me.
so you know, she settled, but that's okay. You know what? It worked out for the best, right?
Yeah. I do like this hire though. The best year that Baker Mayfield had, Geno Smith had, Russell Wilson had was all of this guy calling. I don't know if he's calling the plays, but being the quarterback coach. So get him out there with a rookie quarterback, and hopefully they can turn things around.
Yeah, be good. Good to see Bryce Young succeed and do some good things. So then we got the Titans, Brian Callahan.
This guy, he did well at Cincinnati with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but I think I could do well with those two. Let's see what he does with Will Levis and old DeAndre Hopkins. So
3 years, they're going to be looking for a new head coach. Bank on it.
I could be wrong, but I don't think he called the plays in Cincinnati, so it'll be interesting. I mean, this guy's, I don't know, kind of a wild card, but I guess there's a lot of upside if they think he can turn Will Levis into anything near Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Joe Cool.
He's got it in him, maybe. He's a gunslinger. We'll see. And then you got Vegas just keeping Antonio Pierce.
Not a fan of this one.
Oh.
It was the easy hire. I think is the hire they had to do. The team wanted him, the fans wanted him, but I mean, this guy's kind of in the same boat as Gerard Mayo. Like, there's just not a ton of experience there. I think they had to hire him, so maybe it was a good hire, but I don't know if that would work out either.
I liked it kind of off what you said. Like, it should be who they hired. Like, the feel good story. Like, I mean, he turned him around a little bit.
He's only been there 2 years. Like, it's
not
like he's ingrained in the Raiders organization. So it just seems weird.
He looks like a Raider though.
He does, and I think he grew up a Raider fan, so I think it's from that area. But
this is the one where I could have saw Belichick going, just because Brady has some ownership in it, and it was kind of like maybe. I mean, I don't even know if they even talk. I mean, they obviously didn't talk to anybody, I don't think, but that to the Raiders almost seemed like it was going to happen just because of who the ownership has there. But we'll see.
Yep. And then so we got you got the Commanders and the Seahawks still looking for head coaches. The Commanders, it seems like they've narrowed in on Ben Johnson, but just got to wait for the Lions season to end. And then for the Seahawks, Mike McDaniels, same thing, just kind of waiting on the Ravens season to end so they can hire those guys. But you never know, something may come up and someone may, step in there and beat those guys out, but we'll see.
Seahawks I could see for Bill Belichick too. I mean,
I think they want to move off the old guy.
I would hope.
Pete Carroll was an old guy, so they're like, Belichick, let's bring in another old guy who's a defensive minded. I think they need to go offensive minded and really, really just lean into, if you're going to keep Geno, lean into Geno, Kenneth Walker, and that receivers, because they're loaded at receiver.
Yeah. I know the Bears just got their offensive coordinator, and I just looked over at my phone, and they just got their quarterback coach too to be the new quarterback coach at the Bears. So you almost wonder. That makes me think Fields may stay. Like, why would you? Like, I don't know. I mean, the offensive coordinator is a quarterback guy apparently, and this quarterback coach obviously is. I mean, he turned Geno what he is, and Geno actually played very well. Kind of the same type of quarterback, runner. And can throw a little bit. But I don't know. It was very. I just saw it. It lit up, and I saw they just did that.
Keep
So
Fields.
interesting.
Keep Justin Fields starter QB1 Chicago Bears.
I'm for it. I'm for it 100%. I've said that from start of this show, pretty much.
That's right. That's right. All right,
So,
and that's it for the news.
No more news. All right, so next segment, which won't be our boys' favorite, divisional rounds recap, opinions. Try not to cry. Segment. I mean, if you do, it'll be good content. I mean, we'll use it, but I was even disappointed in that game, and I really didn't care either way. I mean, the Chiefs got on my nerves this year, but I was obviously pulling for the Bills just because our friend does. But I was very disappointed, and especially the way they lost. So I can imagine how you feel. So
yeah, that one was a bummer. I do have a question for people that aren't Bills or Chiefs fan. Like was that how fun was that game to watch?
I don't. I mean,
I could not enjoy the game. Like it was awful watching. We just could not stop Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they scored every possession they wanted, except for the possession they scored, but fumbled the ball out of through the end zone. Like that's another touchdown that they easily should have had. Like the whole game was just Patrick Mahomes just being Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. It was very entertaining for that. I don't know what span it was. Was it like the third or maybe the third into the fourth where they were like going back and forth, and then toward the end of the fourth too. It was looking like a OT, instant classic. I think Ethan texted me that this is going to be another instant class. And I said, man, I hope so. And then he goes and shanks a kick to the right. But I don't know. I mean, it was a good game. It was just.
I think it was closer than the score showed. I don't think the Bills were really. I was never.
I think they should have got blown out.
That game. Yeah.
I mean,
the offense. It seemed like the offensive game plan was to try to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hand, and it worked. The Bills would just slowly drive down the field, but when you're only getting 3 or 4 yards of play, that's a lot of third downs, and all it takes is getting stopped one time on third down,
and they did.
That's more points for the Chiefs. So
and that's what for me it was. I enjoyed the first half, and then the second half it was like I was a Bills diehard. Like I was sick to my stomach watching the game too. I was like, because I just like the Chiefs so bad that I was like, gosh, but the Bills are my Super Bowl pick too. So it wasn't as fun for me to watch in the second half. But I mean, it was like when I texted you, Corey, through the fourth quarter, and I was like, they got to take the top off, the defense at some point, and they tried, but.
Yeah, as soon as you text me that, they threw that ball to Diggs and went right through his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have caught that.
For sure.
Like,
it wasn't like a difficult catch, and it wasn't like a defender was draped all over him, and the ball went straight through his hands.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a tough way to lose.
There was one bright spot during that game. The the receiver Shakir, I mean, he had a couple of huge catches, and he played really well. Just Gabe Davis is a free agent, and kind of if y'all saw the clips after the game, it seems like he is out the door. So it seems like he may be able to take over that second receiver slot. He played really well, but I mean, other than that, and Cook looks good running the ball, but I don't know.
Yeah,
so it
just seemed like we were playing way too conservative.
Yeah. On that last drive right before the field goal, when Josh Allen threw the deep ball in the end zone and underthrew it a little bit because he got hit, you think that was the right play, or should he hit Diggs?
No, Diggs is wide open right there. I mean, he's at the first down. You get the first down. You get 10, 15 yards closer. You run another minute off the clock. I mean, at that point, if you get stopped and you kick the field goal, I mean, then you get overtime. If we make that field goal, Patrick Mahomes still probably goes down the field and wins that game.
Just because.
I think that's the one time we should have checked it down. We were theoretically already in field goal range. Obviously, we weren't, but we thought we were.
Yeah.
Are we cutting Tyler Bass?
I don't care.
He's a kicker. He don't care.
I mean,
We'll check on that later.
yeah. I got thoughts on that later.
Oh,
All right.
oh. So the other game, which I was very pleased with, because I was sick and tired of seeing Green Bay. Like I had picked against them every week, and they were about to make me a fool again. As I was watching that game, I really think they should have won that game. I think they beat them on offense, on defense, and I think they beat them. They just choked when it. I mean, Love showed he hasn't played very much, which was going to happen. But Brock Purdy looked really well on that last drive. And if that's what you're carrying into this week, we have this later, but I don't know as Detroit stands a chance if that's the high they're running on, because that was a good way. I mean, that was a perfect drive to end on. But
yeah,
I am just super glad Green Bay is out. I did not want to hear that. In Wisconsin, it sucks when they win. So kind of like being in Kentucky when they win, and I'm not a Kentucky fan. So it sucks. Green Bay's worse, though. Green Bay's fans are worse. I will say that. So props to you guys.
Yeah, that's when they I mean, like you said, Green Bay should have won the game. They were in control pretty much the entire game. And then the last couple of drives, you've seen why San Francisco is, Super Bowl favorites basically. And then you see Jordan Love immaturity and, his lack of playing time in some of the throws he made to end the game. Thought he could just fit them in tight places and then, ended the game on an interception. So
yeah, pretty bad one too. So
yeah.
You got thoughts on that, big dog, or no? You didn't really care about that game.
Y'all hit them all.
Yeah.
Thought Aaron Jones has he ran the ball really well the past 3 or 4 weeks, and that kind of made the passing game open up a little bit. So I think Jordan Love has a lot owed to the run game there.
Yeah, for sure.
But when it came down to crunch time, I think the 49ers are the better team, and like that last drive, how good Purdy looked. Like when they lock in, they're on a different level than I think anybody else.
That's what I was saying to somebody. I can't remember who it was, but Brock Purdy. So I'm going to say this, and you're going to get so upset, Ethan. But he has the mentality of Brady. Like Brady could have a shit game for 4 3/4 of the game. 4 3/4 score, like all the way to the end, 3 3/4, I should say. And that last drive, he's going to be damn near perfect.
You got that dog
and that
and
kind of
killer mentality.
And being Mr. I mean, I get it. And there's a lot of pressure on that kid. Like this team is the team, so he's got to win. But he reminded me a lot of Brady on that last drive. I mean, he was not missing, and it was kind of cool to see. Like we might. I mean, I'm not going to say he's Brady, obviously, but we might have another killer like that can just turn it on when it matters most and go down the field and score. So that was really cool. So kind of jumping gears or jumping segments, I guess. We hit Cory up with this when we were talking to him, and now that the Bills are out and our boy is now the new GM of the Buffalo Bills sitting here, what are you gonna do? Let's say that. What's your first move you're making if you're walking in that building?
All right.
Moving them to California where it's warm.
Okay, well, if we want to start there, the last point I had on my checklist of things to do in Buffalo is to build a damn dome. That they're building a new stadium and they're making it outdoors, and it's cool because the Bills Mafia is all about the snow and the bad weather, but that's just not the team we have. Like we build a dome. There's no point in playing in the weather, in the wind. I mean, we turned the second best quarterback in the league into a running back. Like we have a weapon, and this weather just completely. I mean, he still threw a ball 60 yards and hit Diggs right in the hands. And he dropped it. Like there's no point. Like we have a crazy good quarterback, and there's no point in this just running the ball every play. I mean, we had to do it last year in the playoffs versus the Patriots. I mean, it was just I don't know. It's cool. Like everybody loves all the football guys loves a good snow game, but when your team's not built like that, it's not an advantage.
Yeah.
I like that. I agree with that 100%.
Okay, on to roster management.
Oh.
Step one, trade Diggs.
Oh.
Get rid of him. He's getting older. He has a pretty big salary on the he's the second highest paid player on the roster, and I don't know, his attitude, something's changed. He's just not been very productive the past few weeks. Really, the whole second half of the season. All right, trade him. Where does he go? To the Bears.
I figured this was coming.
Okay.
Whenever you said that.
Diggs and our first round draft pick for the number 9 pick. And they probably won't take it. There'll probably have to be something else added to it. Whatever. Second round pick, whatever.
However many picks.
So now, as a Bears fan, you got Caleb Williams.
No.
DJ Moore and Stephon Diggs. You're fine with that offense.
All except the quarterback.
Like
yeah,
Williams.
I am not a Caleb Williams.
Okay, fine.
But
trade the first pick to LA for Herbert or Fields, whatever. You got 2 stud receivers now.
Yes, I agree with it. I'd take it.
So then, with the 9th pick, we'll hopefully Neighbors falls on mock drafts. He's anywhere in that range. So we'll draft a young receiver to go with Shakir, and then sign Michael Pittman in the offseason. Michael Pittman's a free agent. Make him wide receiver 1, 2 young guys on rookie contracts. We got our running back on a rookie contract still. Kincaid on the tight end on a rookie contract. We'll be able to pay for Allen and pay for Pittman. So that gets the offense set.
Uh-oh.
Now to the next issue. We got to cut Von Miller. So Von Miller is on contract through 2027. Making $17 million a year.
Ooh.
You know how many tackles Von Miller had this regular season?
How many?
60.
He had 3 more than I did.
So 3. Yeah, I like
2 solo tackles and 1 assisted tackle in the entire season. He was injured, whatever. He played 12 games. You play 12 games, you get more than 3 tackles. Let me give you a list of players that had more tackles than Von Miller this year. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Trent Sherfield. He's a receiver. Granted, he plays special teams, whatever. Reggie Gilliam, our fullback. Reed Ferguson, the Bills' long snapper. Mitch Morse, the Bills' center. If Von Miller snapped the ball, he'd be the 3rd leading tackler as a center.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I know it's a big cap hit, whatever. I don't care. He's got to go. There's no point in keeping that little production on the roster. I mean, he's, 40 years old, on contract for 4 more seasons. It's absurd.
Can we trade him for like a 4th or a 5th?
Who's going to kill it? Nobody's going to trade a 4th round pick for 2 tackles.
What about like a 6?
If we can get a 6, do it. I don't even care. Just get him off the roster.
Swap a 7th round pick in Von Miller.
Yeah. Insane. I mean,
I'd take a snowblower for him.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills guy throwing snowballs in section 120 was more effective on defense than Von Miller.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's trash.
So, I don't know. Take whatever money he has, pay a couple more linebackers. I mean, the guy that started the game at linebacker versus the Chiefs was literally on retirement in Florida in week 18. And we called him, brought back this guy that hadn't played all season to play linebacker in the playoffs for us. I mean, we were so thin, so many injuries. I mean, the defense was in a terrible position, but yeah, we just need to, I guess, get younger on defense.
That's fair.
What about the corner position? How do you think that fares out? I mean, I know you had Tre'Davious White injured a lot of the year, and then even in the full secondary, because you got Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Are they still under contract for more years, or how's that looking?
I don't know how long they are, but they're on under contract for next year.
Okay.
White is, when he plays, he is. I mean, he's great, but I mean, it's 2 seasons in a row, maybe 3 seasons he's had a big injury. I mean, I like Poyer, but I mean, he's hit or miss. He's had some rough games as well, but I think our offensive line, defensive line, they stayed pretty healthy this year, and it showed. I mean, Josh Allen was. I didn't realize this, but I think during the game it showed he was the least sacked quarterback in the league. So I think you're good there. I think you're good with the line. Our defensive line, Big Ed Oliver stayed healthy this year. That was good. And the corners and safeties outside of Tre'Davious White held up, but just the linebackers got so thin. It was, I mean, we got a guy coming off retirement trying to man up Travis Kelce. Like,
yeah, that's not going to work.
It's just not going to work.
And you traded one of your best linebackers to us last year, to the Bears, right?
Yeah.
That Edmonds or whatever. Is that his name?
We've got a couple of like younger guys in the draft in the past couple of years that have worked out. So the defense is close. It's just we just got so thin this year. It was a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you keeping the coach?
Just kill him.
I'm indifferent. I like the guy, but at some point he's just not going to get over the hump. Like, we got to pull out all the stops to get past Mahomes. So if it's a new coach, it's a new coach. But the problem is it's probably too late to make a move this season. It looks like they're going to keep him. I hope Dorsey gets to stay calling plays. I think that worked out well. I don't know. I think he took a couple interviews, but hopefully he can become the actual OC.
If you were going to move off McDermott, who would not even available coaches right now, but like let's say next season, y'all were going to move off McDermott. You have another, quick playoff exit. Who would be an ideal candidate for you? Have you thought about that at all?
I have not. The problem is McDermott's personality is perfect. That's the kind of coach I like. Like, he's kind of hard nosed, and I mean, outside the the 9/11 references.
Yeah,
I've liked what he's done. It's just if I don't know, just we got to find somebody who can get the Bills past the Chiefs, and if he's not the guy, then I'm willing to try somebody else.
That's who I would have said.
I mean, maybe he'd trip somebody running down the sideline and make another tackle for us. Yeah, he's got 1/3 of Von Miller's tackles.
I was about to say he would make more than him, so I mean, might as well put him out there, right?
So just trade Von Miller for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I don't. I'm fine with that trade. I'm not saying he needs to go. I think I'm kind of indifferent on that. I like him, but he's also not been getting the results. So it's kind of puts you in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. That's good, Dan.
So with that, now our kind of surprise segment kind of backfired on us. Me and Ethan had a surprise segment for you, and it backfired terribly because you said to trade Diggs. We were gonna run a would you rather with him.
Okay.
But we can still do it.
Let's hit it.
So say you're keeping Diggs, like say they are going to keep him, which
because the Bears won't make the trade.
Right. Yeah. Because they want more. They're greedy like that. Because of what they got the haul last year, they want more for everything. Would you rather have him or T. Higgins?
I would rather have Diggs than T. Higgins.
Okay. I was about to say, because he's going to be a free agent, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And Diggs and Josh Allen allegedly have this great, camaraderie. They're on the same page. They play Call of Duty together, like whatever. But just,
dude, that might have been the problem, though.
Something's just been off.
Maybe they were struggling in Call of Duty, and Diggs was like, "Look, you suck. Like you're dragging me down. My PRs are going down. You can't do this."
Somebody's having to keep getting revived during Warzone.
Keep getting revived. Yeah. So he was tired.
Needs to link up with Kyler Murray, maybe.
There you go. I don't know what other receivers are free agents. Do you know, Ethan?
Yeah. So the number one receiver probably out there is Mike Evans.
Oh. So Diggs or Mike Evans?
Give me Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think.
He can catch a deep. He can catch a deep ball. We saw that last.
Yes.
Week. Yeah. So not even free agents, but what about Stephon Diggs or Amari Cooper?
Give me Diggs. I don't think there's that big of a difference between the two. I'd rather take the guy that's been there for a few years.
Okay. Well,
so,
So what about the team up north from us? So you got Justin Jefferson, who we don't know what's going to happen. I don't think he's signed next year, or is he? I don't know. I don't think he is.
He's got one more year, I believe.
One more,
maybe one in the fifth year.
Most of the time they
I can't
re-sign those
remember.
guys early, though.
yeah. So and they didn't. And Kirk Cousins is a question mark. I don't know if they'll bring him back. He's not going to want to play there. So are you going to take Jefferson over Diggs? I mean, I think I know the answer to this.
That's not a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I figured. So
Yeah.
Would you take?
What about Keenan Allen?
What did you take? Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh, he may be a free agent actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
But there's no way he doesn't re-sign in LA, right?
Yeah, right now he's got
Keenan Allen is definitely better than Diggs, but
health.
But again, and Diggs has already been there. Like, I don't think there's that big of a gap to make a change. So we'll keep Diggs in that scenario.
So if you say so, all right. So I'm saying the wood kind of that's pretty much. I think I didn't have any others. Did you? Ethan?
No. Just
So
a few of them bigger names.
So the Bears trade that pick. So you're saying you'd rather have that pick than Stephon Diggs?
If we can get a good young receiver, then I would rather have the good young receiver on a cheap salary because Diggs also has a big contract.
Right. So,
but any of those free agents are going to have a huge contract also, probably bigger than Diggs.
Yeah, probably. So if you did that, I'm assuming the guy from Washington would be there. That Rome.
Yeah. Take Odunze or Neighbors, whichever one's there. Or if something crazy happened and Bowers falls,
Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's gone.
Would be
Brock Bowers, yeah. Okay. Brock Bowers falls, get him, and we'll just run 3 tights all game.
But you're definitely trading him for the pick, like no matter what. Like
I wouldn't
matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you rather in that last, if you were able to do that, would you rather have Michael Pittman or Mike Evans?
Michael Pittman.
Younger, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe it's just my
but they're going to be
dynasty league talking that makes me want to go younger with everybody. Okay. But you get
that's what I was thinking. I was like
Pittman and Josh Allen, like you could have that combination for
years.
6, 7, 8 years.
No, true. Mike Evans is like a maybe 3-year thing, maybe.
In that cold, which he's never been in.
Yeah,
probably 2.
I'm hoping
still gets 1,000 yards a year though.
New England.
No doubt about it. So moving that was interesting. I mean, it kind of got ruined because you kind of played our hand a little bit. I think you knew it was coming. But with that being said,
we have an update from the wife real quick. My wife, she's not actually abandoning the Colts to be a Panthers fan. She just texted me and said that Pittman's off limits. So I guess that ruins that option.
Well, the good news is we have a listener. Like that's all I care about. I care less what happens in the home there. That's on you guys. But there's some content listeners, so that's a plus. But yeah, I get that. So now with the Bills out. Now none of us really care about anything, as long as the Chiefs lose. I think is the standard overall here.
I can cheer for the NFC.
I agree. I'll take that. That's a good call.
Yeah.
We'll start there. San Fran and Detroit. Do you give Detroit a chance? Either of you?
I want to. Like, I want to root for them so bad. But I think the 49ers are too good. There's something about when you win a game you shouldn't, like the 49ers did last week, that I don't know, I just feel like teams are pretty locked in the next week, and maybe the Lions run comes to an end.
I could see that.
Yeah. I was thinking about that one earlier, and I'm like, Debo's healthy, he's going to play. So I think either one of two scenarios is going to happen. Either the 49ers are going to win by 2 touchdowns and it's not going to be close, or the Lions are going to win by like a field goal, 6 points maybe. Nothing else. No Lions blowout, no close game 49ers. Either 49ers blowout or Lions squeak by for the win.
Okay. Okay. I could sense the only factor that could even it out is if it rained like it did again. Because Detroit's run game is better than Green Bay's, I think.
Yeah, and Green Bay showed they
has
could run.
And Green Bay has a damn good running game with Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
So, and they got obviously an ex-Bear, so I'm going to be happy with Montgomery if he gets to the Super Bowl because that was a bad decision on the Bears' part. But that could even it out, just because Purdy didn't play very well in the rain last week. I mean, he had the one drive, but he didn't play great. And I think that could even it out. But I'm kind of on your side. It's either a Detroit like squeaking by at the end and it's a 49ers blowout. Like, and I'm thinking the latter of the two is going to happen. I think this will be the biggest blowout of the playoffs. So, which will suck, but
I'm going to slightly disagree. I think the 49ers win, but I think the 49ers win a close one. I'm going with one of the options that Ogle said was not possible. I think the Lions can keep it close, but I don't think they have enough to beat them. So I would take the Lions +7.
Is that it? Is that what they're?
It's a touchdown.
Okay. All right.
Well,
which I feel like a touchdown at this stage is a pretty big spread.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, which that's what I think for the Lions. It's going to take a lot. I think the run game is going to have to be on point. Amon-Ra is going to have big game, I think, and then Jameson Williams going to have to take off the top a couple of times, I think. And golf, but golf. I mean, this is kind of like a homecoming game. Played at Cal Berkeley there, and raised in California, so it'd be maybe. I know he said he was excited to play in front of some friends and family, so it'd be cool to see him come out with a win. But I don't think it's going to happen. Niner gang.
I think I would hate that to go up and have all my friends and family there and lose an important game like that. Like, I want to play as far away from my friends and family as possible. And you're not coming.
Is that why you moved to Wisconsin?
Yeah, like you're not coming. Like, no, I don't care if you want to box or not. Like, no, like I don't want you there if I lose. Like that'd be demoralizing. I think because then you're not going to live it down, like ever. So, I like it though. Other game is the Ravens and Chiefs. I think we're all on the Ravens bandwagon on this one. It's not even going to be close, I don't think. But as far as the game, I think it's going to be a close game. I just meant there's no one even leaning towards the Chiefs a little bit in this one. I do think I truly think the Ravens should beat them. I'm not going to say easily because it is Patrick Mahomes, but they're clicking on all cylinders, and it looks tough to beat them for sure.
Yeah, that's what you get. The Ravens, the number one defense, the number one run game, and I mean, if the Bills were able to gash, the Chiefs that much, I think I would. I don't want to say I hope, but I think they will. I think they'll run it on them pretty good. Maybe put up 200 yards rushing altogether, and they're going to have to figure out how to contain Lamar because if they can't, he may go crazy on them. So it'll be a good game for sure. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think the Ravens are the better team, but if you're going to give me Patrick Mahomes at 4 points, I'm taking it. I'm going to take Mahomes until he gets beat. So yeah, I think the Ravens are the better team. I think if they played 10 times, the Ravens win the majority. But in a one-game scenario with the NFL script writers wanting to get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl, I'd have a hard time betting against them.
Well, yeah, with Taylor Swift, they got to get the views.
I might even take the Chiefs money line.
Oh,
oof.
Oh, that's got to hurt though. I mean,
if they win, it's on you, Corey. Friendship may be in jeopardy.
Put it on me. I've lost every bet I've placed the past month. So,
he's on a
bet it right now.
Not a good way to start out the year.
Yeah.
So we both got San Fran and the Ravens Super Bowl. Is that correct?
Me and you, yeah.
No,
I
I
think
got the
he's
Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs.
Chiefs,
He's got the
49ers.
Chiefs 49ers.
But if you want to follow my losing every bet I've placed the past month, I have a future on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. So you can go ahead and fade that.
Yeah. Yeah. I could that makes sense. So that's fair. That's fair. Jumping completely out of football because I'm not a huge football person. Like it's pretty well known. And neither of these guys are big baseball people. So we meet in the middle and talk hoops. Like we like college hoops. We all like it, and you can't deny it. Who who's impressed you so far this year? Like has Kentucky impressed you this year, or are you questioning them? I know they just lost freshly too, didn't they?
I think they're good. I think they can win the national championship, but they've got to.
Whoa. Let's slow down.
They're gonna end up winning the championship this year, but they're gonna have to figure out the defensive end a little bit because, I mean, we're the number one scoring offense in college basketball. So, but the only two games they didn't win before that was when they lost to UNC Wilmington and South Carolina, I think, when they didn't score over 80 or something like that. So
Okay.
we'll see. The defensive end's got to catch up to the offensive end because defensively they struggle, and they shouldn't, but they do.
Yeah, it's crazy because they played South Carolina Tuesday, and Kentucky had better athletes at all five positions, no matter if we were on the bench or not. I mean, our subs are more athletic, and we just could not stay in front of anybody. It was awful. I just don't understand how you can be so much better athlete and then just chase your guy all around the court to the rim. It doesn't make sense.
So you think that falls on coaching, or is that just the player?
Listen, Calipari has had such stagnant offenses the past 4 seasons, and now all of a sudden our offense is the highest scoring team in the country. Like maybe he just didn't. Maybe they don't even practice defense. I don't know. It's got to be coaching at some point, but yeah, the trade off to get a good offense can't be no defense. Like it's got to be. You got to find some middle ground. But if we go back to Saturday, there's not many teams in the country that are beating Kentucky. Like when they're hitting the threes, when Big Z comes off the bench and goes 4 for 4, like that team can win a title. Saturday, I looked at my wife and said, "This team's winning a title." Tuesday, when they played South Carolina, I said, "We're not winning another game all year." Like it's ultimate highs, ultimate lows. So, if you could get the best Kentucky team for 6 games in a row, we can win a title. But is that going to happen? Probably not.
Well, again, if you're going to lose one, you rather lose it now. I mean,
they got to
it's hard to go
out.
undefeated, and you're not gonna anymore. So you got to figure it out. And you got another point on them.
As for them, I just think they've got so many good players, and to have one of your highly touted recruits to never show up in Justin Edwards, you've either got to cut his minutes a ton, bring him off the bench, switch it up somehow for him. I mean, Cal's not going to not play him because he promised him he'd get him to the NBA and he'd get his minutes and whatever. But you've got to do something because he is the most unproductive top 2 recruit I've ever seen.
Second most unproductive. We had Scal also.
Oh, forgot about Scal. Yeah. And he was like the highest rated recruit.
Scal was number 1. Side note on Scal, he is like maybe the highest vote getter for All-Star in the G League.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know he's still in the G League, but I saw that on Twitter.
So you might have the number 1 offense in the country. I think we have the number 1 player in the country.
What happened when the number 1 offense met the number 1 player?
What was it? The number 1 at that point, though. It was early in the year. You bring them back together. It's not going to be the blowout that it was because it was a bad. I hope if they make it to the title game, we're going. Like babysitters all around. If Kentucky and
On
North
your
Carolina
dime?
make it, I'll pay for the babysitters. Yeah, absolutely.
Where's it at this year? Where's the Final Four?
Houston? Is it Houston again, or was that last year?
I don't know. I should know. The sports
I don't
podcast
either.
should know.
Let me check with
We probably should
I think it is out
let me
west.
check with
actually,
our
somewhere.
research crew real quick.
research crew. But the way Carolina's clicking right now, I don't. I'm on the side like you guys are with Kentucky. Like they're going to win a title the way they are right now because they're going on that 9-game run right now.
Yeah.
Like they're undefeated in ACC, which the ACC's down. I think their next game, I think this next game is Duke, or their next home game is Duke. So that's coming soon, which is always a battle. But
You got two more road games than Duke.
yeah, so I knew it was something like that. So I got faith in this team. It's a really odd team. It's a different team than we've seen. They should have won last year and they completely bombed, which was very, very bad. But they got a couple of transfers that came in that have been really good, and then RJ Davis is playing on a whole nother level. Like I don't know where he came from, honestly, because last year Caleb Love was there, so maybe that was it. But he's on a whole nother level, and
Yeah,
it's impressive. So, and Hubert's
good,
got him playing
for sure.
So, they're playing like the old Carolina basketball, which I don't know why you go away from it, but
Yeah,
new teams, new processes, but it should be interesting. It's got a lot of change this year, and actually last year had a lot of change. Like college hoops has changed a lot. Everyone was talking about the Blue Bloods in Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, and then you sprinkled in Gonzaga, and now Gonzaga's not even. I don't even think they're ranked. Like, it's the first time in
first
10
time
years,
in
I think.
Yeah, and of course that's the year they come to UK.
Right. Well, of course. And you probably got tickets for that one, right?
I don't actually, but
okay.
I think
Well,
I know somebody
that's
who
a
does.
plus. At least that's a plus. So it's just kind of weird how things change, and I don't know if the NIL has changed that type of stuff because I haven't heard it in basketball very much. But I don't know if that's a thing as much as football is. But because I don't know why you'd pay for a player for a year.
I watch Western Kentucky play every night, and there is every player that sees the court's a transfer.
Is there?
It's crazy. Yeah.
They got any NILs down there at Western?
They got a couple. Dante Allen's got a good NIL.
Okay.
How's his year going?
He dropped 30 last night.
Oof, bucket.
But I think that's been the highlight.
Yeah.
He's like 6th or 7th man.
Oh.
Well, to go back to it, Final Four's in Phoenix this year.
Oh.
There we go.
I could definitely handle Phoenix in March or April, whenever it is. Doesn't matter here. I'm
right.
down.
Right. Yeah, if you're paying, I'm going.
I'm paying for the babysitters. Let's make this clear.
I'll pay for the babysitter. You pay for the tickets.
Yeah, because mine's free and yours is free. I don't know about Corey's. Like that could cover both of ours. So
I'll drop mine off in Glasgow.
Okay, so that's free. I'll pay for babysitters then, for sure.
Okay.
So what, like, do you have Final Four predictions? I mean, that can be a later thing too, because we're not. I mean, it's kind of here and kind of not. Do you have a prediction for them?
I have a Final Four prediction if we're ready to give them out.
Go for it, because it'll change by the next one, I bet.
Yeah. So I got North Carolina making it.
Oh, thank you.
I'll make Brian happy, and I think Purdue makes it. I know they get a lot of flack about losing in the postseason every year, but kind of like Virginia, they lost to the 16 seed, they won it all the next year. So I don't know if Purdue wins it all, but I think they can make a deep run. Okay. After the 2, it gets kind of tough. There's a group of like Kansas, Tennessee, UConn, Kentucky, if they're playing well, that can make the Final Four. If you watch Houston play any this year, I mean, they're just beating the crap out of some teams. But they also have a couple bad losses, so I don't know. After the top 2, I think it gets hard. I think my heart says Kentucky, but I can't
Yeah.
pick them here. You're gonna make a graphic for this later and send it to Cold Takes Exposed or whatever. So I'm gonna go Purdue, UNC, Kansas, and Marquette.
Oh,
Marquette's a little farther down, but they've got some really good wins this year. I think they've already beat like 4 ranked teams. They still have 2 games versus number one, at least 2 games versus number 1 UConn. If they win one of those, 2 of those, then they'll end up with a good seed. And Shaka Smart's made a deep run before, so Marquette's kind of longer shot Final Four team.
Okay.
Okay. I like that.
What about you, Brian? What you got?
I haven't really kept up with it. I mean, I've kept up with Carolina and obviously Kentucky. I see, but obviously I'm going with my heart and saying UNC's a Final Four team. Like, if I had to judge right now, and that's not just heart going into it, but they look good. I like Corey's pick of Purdue. I can't trust it though. Like, I just can't. I do think they make a run. I don't know. Is there a Final Four run team? I mean, they have the most dominant big man in the league by far.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I was thinking Marquette as well. I like Marquette. They're kind of on the outskirts. So I firmly believe the way Carolina and Kentucky are playing, they're both going to get in this year. They're going to both go to the Final Four. And 3 and 4, I like Corey's pick at Marquette at number 4. I was thinking them too. I do. And I'd probably be boring and pick Houston at this point, just because.
Okay.
A Houston UK game would be fascinating. As good as Houston's defense is, and as good as UK's offense is, that would be a fun matchup. That
Probably number one offense. I would assume close to the number 1 defense.
Yeah.
And we'll take on a Marquette team that's crazy sneaky type deal. I don't know. But I like that. I'm not going to lock it in, obviously, but I'd like it as we speak now. That's who I like a lot.
Yeah, that's like you said, everything's going to change over time because we are just now pretty much getting into conference play. So
hey, I'm not guaranteed to be on this podcast anymore. I got to get my picks in while I'm on.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. So, and that's
put mine in
for
stone.
me. Hey, I like your picks. Just kidding, I don't. They suck. Next time we need to get a UK in there. I don't. I was a little surprised, to be honest, but
I was too.
That's what I've got. I've got UNC, of course, and I've got Kentucky in there, of course, and that's where my 3 and 4. I wasn't sure on those. I was kind of like, bouncing a couple teams around. I like UConn to go back though. I think they, returned enough that, come tournament time, they could ramp it up a little bit and maybe make some noise. And then just a real deep sleeper pick, but it would be the best matchup, I think, is St. John's. They get in the tournament, they make some noise, and then we get Rick Pitino playing against Kentucky. There. That would be cool. It'd be cool to see Rick Pitino try to.
We have to beat St. John's in the Final Four to go to the championship. Sign me up right now.
Yeah, same. It's not going to happen. But I honestly, that was just a fun. I thought it'd be cool. But to be honest, I think Creighton is the last team to get in. I like Creighton a lot. The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Okay, all right. Those are pretty solid. I like Corey setting it in stone because. You never know. He might not show back up on the pod. He might be too good for us. We
may have to kick him off after that non-UK pick.
That's up to you. That's going to be your call.
No, just kidding. We'll bring him back at least one more time.
At least he's got to redeem himself after it. I'm sure.
You got to get me on now because if y'all have me on and it's just NBA or baseball, I'm going to be the AJ Hawk of the podcast and just nod.
That's okay. Time. We need that. We need that content.
Hey, it comes to baseball. I'm going to do the same thing too. It's gonna be the Brian show.
You got to know at least some of it. You gotta follow it a little. Come on, it is fun. So, all right. So now the fun part begins. Well, for me anyway. It might be the hard part for you guys. So again, this week we're throwing in another game per se. This one's more of a game than last week's. We're going to say guess the pro players' college that they went to. So I got a list of, I think there's 15 on each. 15 NFL players, 15 NBA players. It's up to you guys who we do first. I really don't care. So since Cory's our guest, he's going to get either we're going with NFL or NBA. Who are we going with?
Let's go NBA.
NBA. Ooh, is he taking his least favorite first or his confident first? We don't know. Is there any Kentucky players on there?
There's got to be.
So we're gonna see.
There's no way he gives me a Kentucky player.
There is no rhyme or reason I did these lists. Like I literally looked at the top 100 of each, and I just randomly picked a number and went with it. So NBA, one of you guys got score right because I don't have score.
I got a pen and paper.
You got a pen and paper. All right. So again, kind of the rules. Cory say he doesn't get this first one. Ethan can steal it. And then it's Ethan's, pretty standard concept. So first player, Cory, of the NBA that we got. Looks like it's going to start easy for you. We got Steph Curry.
That would be Davidson. Final answer.
You locking that in?
Lock it down.
Okay.
Steph, not Seth, right?
That is correct. Steph. ST. Yes, that is correct. Good point. So Cory is correct on that. So E, we got Damian Lillard.
Ooh, he went to Weber State.
Oh, I thought that was a close one.
I wanted to steal.
Oh, he knew it. All right, so third player, Cory, we got Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, you give me a Louisville one? We'll take it.
There you go. So that was close.
Louisville Cardinals.
All right. E, we got Anthony Edwards.
He went to Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
2-2.
2-2. All right. Cory, we got Jason Tatum.
Man.
Oh.
Can I double dip here? Jason Tatum was there's two guys I get mixed up. Is he Duke? Final answer.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes. That was a good. I was about to say this. If you let this one go, it could be the game because Ethan's going to know this one. So, all right. So next one, we got Kevin Durant. Ethan.
Texas.
Good. See, NBA, it kind of easy, kind of hard at the same time. It might get a little interesting. So next one, we got Draymond Green. Cory.
Michigan State. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Good
Tied
job.
in. Michigan State.
Ethan, we got Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
Out of here.
Kentucky.
Yes. All right, Cory.
Easy one for me.
All right, so the next two are the end of the active players that I put on there. So just so you guys are aware. So you guys are tied going into the last two. So the second to last one is Joel Embiid.
Kansas.
Ooh, I thought that might trip someone up because he didn't play much.
He didn't play much.
He went into marking that answer before you even said
he
yes.
knew.
I knew that one.
He knew. All right, so last of the active, Chet Holmgren.
Oh, hesitation.
Chet.
Gonzaga.
There you go. Okay. All right.
5-5.
Took me a minute on that one.
We knocked him out.
All right.
He said we weren't going to get half of them.
You kept up. Yeah. Maybe I was wrong.
I think the second half may be harder if it's not active players.
It is. But I think you're going to be good on. You might be good on most of them. You guys impressed me. So the first one is back to Cory, right? Are we right?
Yep.
All right. So the first one, the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan.
That would be North Carolina.
Greatest school of all time. So we're good there. Ethan. Larry Bird.
Indiana State.
Good call. So this one was one, and I'm embarrassed to say this. I thought it was Indiana, straight up. I would have almost bet the house on it. And I looked it up. I'm like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. Like, how did I miss that? Yeah.
More than baby
So-
blues.
All right, Corey. We got Allen Iverson.
Ooh, the first one I'm not 100% sure on. Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson.
I want to put him in the Northeast, but that might have just been because of the NBA.
I got it.
He feels like a Georgetown player, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm locking in Georgetown.
You are correct.
Oh, I was
was a
Hey,
about
good one.
is Shelby
40%
feeding you
sure.
the answers through your text message?
She must be. She must be. All right. This one's probably pretty easy. Shaquille O'Neal.
LSU.
Yes. Yes. All right. Last one before I think the last two. I don't think you guys get the last two. So this one, I think. I don't know if Corey's going to get this one or not. I know Ethan will, but Paul Pierce.
Oh, dude, I could throw a dart. All Pierce. I don't have a context clue here. All right, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
And assume that means it's West Coast. Paul Pierce. Well, we'll go with Arizona.
No,
Figured that was a miss.
it is. Ethan, do you
I
know
feel
this
like a
one?
lot of these have been catered towards to Ogles here with the Celtics.
You picked
It
I
is.
mean, I probably should have. It's just the line I'm going down. So it all depends on who went first, I guess.
All
And
right,
who went
Ogles,
second.
you know it.
Yes, it is the Kansas Jayhawks.
That is
Is it
correct.
Jayhawk? I did not know
It
that.
is. It is.
Rock chalk.
All right, I'm
All
now
right,
behind.
So now does it stay with Ethan then since he
Yeah.
stole? All right.
Yep.
So Ethan, Mike Bibby.
Ooh, Mike Bibby played for the University of Arizona.
How do you know that?
Well, because when I was little and collecting basketball cards, I had one and it was like a little half-size basketball card.
How do you
of a
remember
college
that?
jersey? And
Wow. I'm
I have
impressed.
no
I did
clue.
not think you were
All
going to do
right.
that. All right. So Corey,
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
think either
down.
of you get I don't think either of you get this one, honestly. This one's tough. Doug Christie.
Ooh.
Do you know who that
This is a sports show, but I don't know who that even is.
Okay.
Doug Christie, shooting guard for the Sacramento Kings.
Yes. He's pretty good.
All right, so I know he didn't play
Played
at Kentucky,
alongside Mike Bibby.
so that narrows it down to like 320 schools.
Yep.
Doug Christie, we'll say he played at Texas.
No.
Okay,
Is he close?
don't give him that.
I'm not giving you that. I'll go
I
into
just
hints
thought I'd
after this.
All right. Doug Christie. Arizona State.
No.
Who is closer
So-
geographically?
Oh shit. You said Texas?
Yeah.
Oh
He
shit.
doesn't know geography.
All right, so it's got to be somewhere out west if it's even a
Probab-
question.
Probably Ethan.
Ooh.
So
Is he a Mormon?
He was not.
Hmm.
Just like 20 questions. Returning this anyway. I'm gonna say it is not. It's definitely not a powerhouse school. It is a West Coast school, and take that literally, West Coast school.
Is it a Power 5 school?
Wait, I've never heard of
No.
this guy, so I'm guessing he's old. Was he on one of those San Francisco teams that won a couple of titles?
No, you're in the right state, and you're just north of the city. This is an LA school. We'll say that. Los Angeles school.
Is it UCLA?
No.
Pacific.
No. It does begin
USC.
with a P. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's went blank. I know. It's a good baseball school, isn't it?
Probably, actually.
Is it Cal Poly?
No. So this might help a little. It is in the name. It is a seasoning you put on food.
Pepperdine.
There you go. There you go. Pepperdine. He went to Pepperdine. So what final tally of the NBA? What do we got?
7-9. Ogles is ahead.
7-9. You got some work to do.
I know, but you gave me Chris Christie, and you gave him Anthony Davis.
I gave you Doug Christie, not Chris Christie, not the politician. But all right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so Ethan won. So do we let him go first, or do you want to still go first?
We can just
On
finish
NFL.
the same game. It's Ogles is up though.
Okay. So NFL, we're back to the NFL. We're going to bread and butter for probably both of you.
I was more confident in basketball.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought you were bluffing. You're a poker player.
No.
I thought you were bluffing. I really did.
I think I was more confident in basketball as well. So
Okay. I knew you would be, but I didn't think Corey would. So first player, Lamar Jackson. Corey. Corey, Ethan, whoever.
Louisville.
Okay. Second is Patrick Mahomes.
Texas Tech.
Yes. Christian McCaffrey.
Stanford.
Josh Jacobs.
It's Alabama, right?
That is Alabama.
Final answer.
You are correct.
I'm glad you knew that one because I didn't.
Oh, come on.
Really? Oh, I could have got. See, I guess you should have went first, Corey. That would have been it.
Mhm.
That would have been a point. All right, Travis Kelce.
Cincinnati.
Come on. You got to miss one
Quarterback.
sometime, Ethan.
Cincinnati.
George Kittle.
Iowa.
Yes, nice one.
Tight end.
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. Texas A&M.
Yes.
I didn't have
Corey?
that one.
Did you know it?
No, didn't have it.
T.J. Watt.
Wisconsin.
That's correct. They all went there. All right, Ethan. Jalen Ramsey.
Oof. I don't think he played at a Power 5 school. Maybe he did. Jalen Ramsey. No, he played at Florida State,
He did.
right?
That's correct.
I was thinking UCF at first.
Florida school. Corey, Sauce Gardner.
Cincinnati, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That was not on purpose to have two Cincinnati schools in there. All right, so that was the end of the actives on this one. So Ethan, I think Corey's going to get shafted on this one. Looking at the
Of course he is.
Ethan Ray Lewis.
The U.
The U.
I swear if I get another dead player, politician,
No,
never heard of.
So these four, I will say this, counting Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was the first one. The next three are all from playoff teams. So they're considered, I guess, legends of playoff teams, if you want to consider it that way. Corey, Tony Gonzalez. I did not know this one either when I was. That's
Arizona. I think it is somewhere out west.
It is out west. It is not Arizona. You got a guess?
Did he play at Stanford?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
He did not. He played for California Berkeley.
Ooh.
I did not know that at all. All right. So who is it? Is it you, Ethan?
Ethan.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders.
Oklahoma State.
Yes. Did you know that, Corey?
I did not. I was thinking he was Georgia. Was that Bo Jackson? Who?
Bo Jackson was Auburn.
That's what I was thinking of.
Georgia was the wideout. Was he Michael Irvin went there? I think.
George Pickens.
Well, him too. All right. So Corey, Joe Montana.
Is it bad I don't know this one?
I don't know because this one's kind of confusing in a way.
Joe Montana.
And then again, it's not in a way too, because it is an older player. So
I'm trying to use context clues.
mhm.
We'll go with Oklahoma.
No, not that random. I will say that. But good call. Good call.
Did he play UMass?
No way.
Okay. That was way bad random. So maybe my context clues might be
I had
bad
no.
if that's the
I
case.
had no clue. I guess the most random school I could
He
think
played
of.
for Notre Dame.
I didn't know that.
Ooh,
I'm a bad old sports fan, I guess.
Okay. So these next two, what's the score that we got
It's
right
over. 16-12. It's over.
now? 16-12?
Yep.
All right. Well, these last two, I'll give 5 points apiece because I am confident there ain't no way in hell on these next two. All right.
I'm getting one.
So
Who's up? I don't even remember.
Corey could win. Let's just put it that way.
I think Ethan's up.
So we got who? So Ethan's up on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Adam
Tom Brady.
Vinatieri. Holy shit!
Oh my gosh.
You
You
better
better
get
get it. You better get it. I did not. I almost thought Corey might have this one, just because of the team he played for.
Duke.
No. Corey.
All right. I got a 1-in-3 shot at it.
Uh-oh.
His son plays for that same team now.
Okay.
And it's one of the Dakota states.
Which one?
I think. Oh, I don't know. I think it's South Dakota State. Final answer.
Way to pick. Way to get that 50-50 right there. South Dakota State is correct.
Good job.
To take the lead.
Let's go.
And really, it's yours. Now it's your turn. So you could put the game away.
Shout out Pat McAfee for that answer, by the way.
Oh.
I think he hosts the college game day at South Dakota State.
So is Corey going to be the Bills and push it to the right? Next player and last, Justin Tucker.
Oh, God. I don't have a clue. Miami.
No.
Bring it home, Ethan.
Do you know, Ethan?
Kickers could be
Is this
anywhere.
the last? Is this the last?
This is
one?
the last one. Last one.
Shit.
You got to get it.
Justin Tucker.
As he's looking at his phone right now.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
We can
We're
see
on
the
the lock
reflection in
screen.
your glasses.
Yeah.
It's the computer screen. Here, I'll just sit like this. I gotta look real quick. Hold on. I have a guess. I think it's an incorrect guess. Is it Indiana?
Final answer?
Lock it in.
No.
Cue the confetti.
Woo! So Corey, do you have? All right. So I'll give you some context on this one. I don't even know what to give because it is a major school. It is a Power 5 school. And it is in the
Conference.
Big 12.
Maryland.
That's-
No. Maryland's not in the Big 12.
Oh, I was thinking Big 10. Big
Big
12.
12. Nothing. No.
I got
Oklahoma
nothing.
State.
Nothing. So it is
No
one
clue.
that is going to the SEC.
Ooh, Texas.
Texas.
Did not know he played for Texas.
He went to. I did not know that either until I looked it up. You guys did way better than I thought because when I was doing these, I felt like a bad sports fan. I was very confident on the basketball ones, obviously
I
except
got
for Larry Bird.
29 of them correct.
That's pretty good. 29. Yeah, that's. And the one you got wrong, Corey knew. How crazy is that?
It is what it is.
Shout out to the bonus
Time,
round.
Corey.
That is how
We're gonna have-
you risk it to get the biscuit right there.
There we go.
That is how you do it.
Full circle.
That's right.
So in
We'll
that,
have you again next time, and I want a rematch.
One
Oh.
double or nothing.
rematch, and I'll even do better picks because it seemed a little easy for you. So we'll spice it up a little bit. Throw in some like
There we go.
random ass golfers or something. I don't know, tennis
I
players.
like it. Alabama.
Volleyball players. I can't do that because Corey
Ooh.
would do it.
Just do baseball because we won't get any of them.
I probably won't get any of them. So that'll be that. So in that, oh man, we do have a chat from YouTube. Our first chat from
Oh, yeah.
another one
Nice.
of who me and Corey went to school with. Actually, probably one of Corey's best friends in Casey. He
See,
replied,
giving me a hard time for missing the.
"No,
Missing
actually, he
Paul
said
Pierce?
go Corey at
Hey,
8:11."
there we go.
There we
So
go.
a little positive vibes out there. Thanks for the comment.
There we go. Shout out
That
Casey.
was much. That was love. That was love. We appreciate it. Appreciate you viewing. But in that is our show. We appreciate Corey coming on. It was a blast.
Yes, sir.
We'll probably do it again with him. That's for sure. So with that, Ethan, why don't you hit him with that outro?
All right. Well, we just want to thank everybody for listening. However, and wherever they may be listening, follow us, subscribe to the channel at 23XV Sports Show. Tune in next week for another episode. Peace.